Chapter 259. What? I'm saying it again. What? Enel has stepped in and fucking one-shotted Shanji off screen, off panel, whatever you want to use. God damn, man. I did not see that shit coming. But it makes sense because, again, Ganfall just explained that Enel is able to sense everything that's going on the island. And, God, dog, he's a former kami. It makes sense. Like, he's a former god. So this makes sense. But I didn't expect Sanji to go down so easily. In the same chapter, Zoro wins his fight as easily as he did. Granted, Zoro struggled for a little while, but once he got fully serious, Zoro won low difficulty. Like he said it himself. He lacked his concentration. He got popped in the leg. But once he put all his energy into his attack, he won with the one sword style, which was pretty damn cool, by the way. Especially since not too long ago, like I said, I finished the Sanji arc or whatnot, and I like how the anime decided to have Zoro stuff with Kuina, which was, I think, chapter 4. But the thing is I like how the anime had it as a flashback, having Zoro sleep as a transition into getting to the Barate. So that was interesting. But the beautiful part about all of this is you see Zoro go back to fighting with one sword, which was what he was doing in that flashback, and then he progressed. He was using 2, couldn't beat Kuina, and then he used 3 sword style by the end of that when he vowed to become the greatest swordsman and he left the island. So I like how we just see Zoro go back to the basics, and right after he says he lacked concentration. And the reason why I thought that was beautiful is a lot of the times when you become an expert at something, not even an expert, when you're highly skilled at something, you can get lazy. And a lot of times you're lazy is still better than most people's best. And when that happens, you can get a little arrogant. You can stop paying attention. Little small details slip up on you. That's what happened to Zoro. So I like that. But that fight with Zoro and the warrior Braham, that was wow. Wow. I cannot wait to see that animated. Like, there are so many beautiful panels in that fight. Like, my favorite one is after they mix it up, Zoro dodges a point blank shot, right? He leans back, dodges it, and you think, oh, okay, Zoro, he's managed to get away. It's all good. That's not the case. What ends up happening is Zoro, as he's doing his flip backwards, the eel pops up out the ground, and Zoro has to cut this thing down. But as he gets cut down, that's when he gets shot in the leg. And what the beautiful part about that is, after Zoro lands, he says it might be edible if you add some barbecue sauce. And if you look at that, that's actually that's actually Oda letting us know, I'm about to transition to Sanji, but you're not going to see it. But that's exactly what happened, because that's a reference to their cook. That's a reference to the cook. And Zoro is referring to an eel that Sanji would have cooked. The same eel he took down easily, which Enel took down. And if you look at the fact you got eel and Enel, like, Enel has 2 E's in it. So it's almost like Oda chose that on purpose. That is fucking beautiful, man. Again, I hear so much about how Oda plans every small detail for his manga, and how he's actually got the final chapter already drawn out, and he just has to get there. So it's so much beautiful stuff in this chapter working on. It's so easy to get caught up on the eye candy. This really reminded me of a Bleach chapter, where early Bleach, like not Kubo getting rushed Bleach, but early Bleach, where when you had the sword fights, it was really just fan service, eye candy, if you will. And that's exactly what Zoro's fight is. You see them kind of mixing up blows for a little bit. Zoro hopping around, trying to hide, catch his breath. I mean, just so much. And this comes 3 chapters after Ganfall let Sanji know, like, hey, I don't think you really understand this. Like, battle's here on another level, and then we see Zoro mix it up like this. And granted, he did get injured, so it's not like he didn't take some type of hit. But it's like I said, I really feel like this is Oda showing us the power scales. Now, that's not to say that when Enel or Inryu find somebody like Zoro that he won't just one-shot them as well. I'm not saying that, but it's the fact that we can only go by what we've seen. In the same chapter, Zoro takes out his man and Sanji gets beaten up. So, I mean, and again, that's not fair. Again, Zoro wasn't fighting the god of the island. So that I understand that, okay? Like, I know that there's a Zoro and a Sanji fan base, pissing contest, flame war. So I understand all that. So I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying is, again, if you just look at this, it's Oda adding some clarifications. And just on a small note, I did notice the Munch Munch Factory and how Wapple is starting to get his Donald Trump on and doing this expansion and all that. So, I mean, more power to him. Still can't stand the guy. But it is a Wapple, by the way. So it is what it is. But the thing about the other part of this is you got Chopper. And Chopper's just like, those don't look like ancient ruins. And he just walks right past. And it's just like, I'm looking at the guy who walks past and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, Chopper is the lovable idiot, so you can't even say anything. But the guy's just looking at him like, this dude really just walked past me. And then he says, is that a raccoon? Oh, that's a raccoon. And it's just like, yo, Luffy called him a raccoon too. God dog, I gotta see him and Luffy fight. It looks like that's probably gonna be Nico Robin who fights him, man. But that's very good, man. Very good chapter. Like I said, eye candy. If there was a little more meat to this chapter, I would have gave it a 5 out of 5. But I gotta go with 4 for this one. But my chapter question for you guys is gonna be this one right here. What did you think about that final panel of Enryu looking at Ganfall after he's taking out Sanji and saying, "What's up, former protector?" Former commie. What'd you think about that? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. Sanji, hold that L, buddy. But as always, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.